Previously on the Arias adventures.
Yeah, I have to get supplies for this, for the hunting trip. I'm going to go tame a battle ram, and I need food that a ram would like. So I think it'd be fruits and vegetables.
Okay. Toguro, once you get your salad blanket laid out, what are you going to do?
I'm going to run back to Lokeros and give him my axe.
Guys, if Toguro dies, I'm just going to apologize right now that this was a very stupid plan. So you guys all settle into your positions. Mannie, Lokeros, I don't know if you're skeptical or not about how this is going to work out, but you two are surprised to see that 10 minutes later.
I thought you were going to say 10 goats.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no.
I was like, you picked high, you asshole. You should have went low.
I was thinking the same thing. No, not high. You never go high.
Stepping out, you see you see a large ram about the size of a horse.
Oh my god. Luckily, only me and you can hear this conversation. It's me, Mannie. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
I can see that. You made a new friend.
Yes, his name's Sir Ramathorn III.
Sir Ramathorn III. Ramathorn. Okay.
Yes, Sir Ramathorn III.
Hey, buddy, we're going to meet a new friend. His name is Rode. I think you'll like him.
I can't wait to see. Nope.
Rhodes?
This is going to be a fun conversation.
Well, I got to update my list, too, now to include Ramathorn.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be terrified once they see this.
All right, so when we get back to town, I'm going to cast invisibility on Ramathorn.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to sneak him in.
All right. With it being late in the afternoon, it's not as busy because people are trying to escape the heat and whatnot. So you're able to sneak him in relatively well. Plus, you've pretty much, like, once you enter that southwestern gate, you pretty much have a clear path to blitzes.
All right. We can stop there.
You guys stop there. When you guys enter there, it's not as packed as it was last night, but there are probably about 7 or 8 folk scattered about the place.
Can I go get Blitz?
I was going to say, as you walk in, you see the dwarf behind the counter and you see Fiora next to him behind the counter, but you don't see Blitz.
Blitz is at her workshop. That's right.
So what do you do? They both spot you. Got who's going? Is it just Toguro going in, or you group?
Well, I'll mention to the group that maybe we should go to the
workshop.
Is he in on the way to the workshop? Is he in on the way to the workshop?
Is who in?
Is the inn in on the way to the workshop?
All right. Well, if you look at the map, it's across on the other main street.
But what I'm saying is that we hit the inn first accidentally, right? Not thinking.
Well, you'd pass that way,
right?
To get to. So, I mean, like, it's not. You didn't go out. Yeah, you didn't go out.
Okay, yeah, I'm still gonna get the chick because I'm trying to impress her. So I run in.
Fiora sees you. Oh, you're back.
Hey, yeah, you want to come with us? We got something to show you and Blitz. Okay. And I don't know the way.
To Blitz?
Yeah.
Is that for workshop?
Yeah, you should show me. I don't want to get lost.
The dwarf next to her is just like, probably want to get lost with you there, lass.
It's me and my companions.
She's just like, she kind of rolls her eyes. She's like, okay. She follows you out the front door and sees the three of you, sees the other two. She's like, what's going on?
So just to let you guys know, I can't deactivate invisible and then do it again
Right. So
because that would be a lot of magic waste.
Yeah.
So let's go to
Toguro,
Blitz.
Yeah, I was going to say Toguro
And then
comes
we'll
out of
show.
the tavern with Fiora in hand.
Yeah. Good idea. Because then we could, since Fiora works for Blitz, we can show her there when we show Blitz.
Right.
And then we can take off the invisibility and just worry about all that one time.
Percy could have done it. Let's go.
Mannie just rolls his eyes. Let's go.
You guys take the brief jaunt over to the
Workshop.
The workshop. Thank you, God. My brain was stroking out. My apologies. And you see it is one of the larger buildings on Tinker's Square or on Tinker's Road. It looks very sturdy and well built. She tells you that there's also, or Fiora tells you that out back she also has she calls it her garage where she has some of her bigger inventions and stuff and whatnot. So, and Blitz is also one of a member of the guild. She's a guild master tinkerer here in the town. So she's got a bit of prominence here. So she has a handful of apprentices who work underneath her and whatnot and everything. So yeah, you guys follow Fiora into the shop, and it is huge open first floor area. You see rows of workstations. You see gnomes and humans, dwarves and halflings and half elves at their workbenches trying this and that. You see a couple of older folk walking around answering questions to some of the younger members here and there. You see customers who are over at a counter with a receptionist of sorts answering questions and whatnot. So yeah, there's lots of hammerings and stuff going around. You don't see Blitz right away, but you see Fiora kind of scanning the group and whatnot. So what are your guys' thoughts as you're taking this room in?
Oh,
I think it's amazing.
This is amazing.
I see the receptionist and immediately regret not making an appointment to see Blitz.
She really is a tinker.
Oh, yeah, Fiora just turns around and smiles at you guys. She goes, she is one of the best. She holds a lot of sway here in town, especially up at the court. So,
Well, that's good to know.
yeah. You guys can feel free to roam around. I'm going to go check to see if she's in her office and whatnot. It's kind of small and tight, so I don't think she'd appreciate having a whole group of us trying to cram in there. So yeah, give me a few minutes and look around. And she looks at Toguro.
Oh, I'm gone. The minute she said you guys can go around, I'm gone.
Oh, shit. Please don't let him break anything.
Yeah, it'll be okay. He won't break anything. He's way too heavy right now.
Roche, why don't you watch Toguro and I'll go with Fiora and talk to Blitz.
Yeah. Talk to both of them. That sounds good.
Lokeros.
We don't.
Lokeros, not.
I knew who you meant. I knew who you meant.
Eventually, I stop and I go, Rhodes?
Somewhere.
Oh no, you're still calling for Rhodes.
To go.
We'll meet up with Rhodes later, okay? He's fine. Fiora, why don't me and you just go upstairs and I'll talk to Blitz. These two can just hang out there.
I would never mind. I'd probably stay here, just realizing that there's an invisible Ramathorn. I'd probably want to make sure that I'm with him, so I'm hanging out with him.
Okay.
I look crazy though, because I'm talking to the invisible air and petting it and whispering it to it. I'm like, oh, who's a good boy?
You hear it just quietly go. A guy walking by is just like, the fuck was that?
I'm doing like one of those like lean on him, so like I'm defying gravity right now. Like I'm leaned up against him, like all my weight. I'm like, I know, right, Ramathorn? I look at the guy, like do the heads up, like what's up? I know.
Yeah, Fiora is just kind of like, okay, Lokeros, you're gonna keep an eye on him, right?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on him.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
Mr. Popple, if you want to follow me, I'll take you to Blitz.
Oh, thanks.
Who's
You can
Mr.
just call me Man or Mannie. Don't call me
Man.
Mr. Popple, please.
Okay. Mannie.
That's my dad.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. Awkward, I know. So let's go.
Okay. Yeah. She just like turns and just starts walking.
I definitely read the awkward vibe.
Yeah.
It's an orc thing. When it's awkward, they just walk away.
Well, for her it is.
All right.
So, Mannie, you follow her up 2 flights of stairs. The second level, you see workbenches and whatnot, but these people look to be a bit more seriously intent into work. Like you see some of the stuff they're crafting look a bit more on the advanced side, kind of at the level of the pocket watch you have, just kind of like that more intricate detail.
Okay.
As you're walking by, you hear coming from outside out back like thud, like almost like a explosion of sorts. And you see a couple of people just kind of like brace themselves on their desk and kind of like stop and look around for a minute. And one old gnome looks up from his work and is just like, I hope she doesn't burn this place down someday, as he goes back to work. So Fiora just keeps walking and whatnot. And you approach a very large spacious door, and Fiora gives it a couple of knocks and whatnot, and you hear Blitz from the inside, come in. Very cheerful as usual. So Fiora opens it and lets you in, and it's a very large private workshop. And you see Blitz behind the desk. Looks like she's got some glasses on, and she's looking down at like a handful of letters and whatnot. You see a couple of objects and stuff immediately on her desk. And then on the workbench behind her, she's got some larger knickknacks and whatnot just pulled apart and spread all over her desk. She looks up and sees Fiora and then sees you. She's like, oh, Mannie, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How was your guys' morning today?
Really well. We went shopping and went to the woods. And, well, we got a ram.
Oh, wow. You bagged a ram.
Well, yeah, we bagged one, a big one. And, well, you know how Toguro really wanted a ram?
I know he was super bent on heading to the woods.
Yeah. Well, we actually have a ram that's ours now as a pet.
She just like looks at you for a second. You mean
I know it sounds crazy. Listen, it's invisible downstairs in your workshop right now.
What?
I know it's crazy, but Toguro, he loves it, and I love it too. It's nice, and we were just wondering if you could keep it
I'm sorry. Hang on. How did you guys not get killed? And how did you tame it? Those things are like very territorial.
I know. And they also love food, just like our friend, Toguro. He loves food. And I guess they just clicked, and I don't know how we didn't die, honestly. Listen, it's very confusing to me, but it worked and it's awesome. And we were just wondering, we were just wondering if you could kind of keep it safe here until we head out.
I do have a stable that I keep when I need to move larger orders and whatnot. I guess we can try to find a space for it. It's not going to like kick or kill any of my horses or people, though, is it?
God, no. Just give it some food. Give it plenty of nice space to lay down and rest. Maybe some water. That'd be good. It'll be fine.
Sure. Oh, okay. I'm curious.
It'll only be a few days because we're going to be leaving soon. We have a job.
Oh, you actually. Oh, congratulations! You guys got a job.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Excellent.
We're going to help out those newfounds in.
Oh, good for you. They seem like a really nice, quiet group. They looked completely, when they showed up earlier in the day before you guys showed up last night, they looked like they had been, oh man, on the road for days and days and days. Looked completely exhausted and in need of a place to stay.
Oh, well, at least they found one.
So, well, that's good. You're going to help them out. Like I said, they seem like a nice little family.
Yeah. Well, so it's okay for Ramathorn to stay? We named him Ramathorn.
I'm sorry, you named him what?
Yes, Sir Ramathorn III. But you can just call him Ramathorn. I'm sure
I'm guessing fine. That was a Toguro name?
Yeah.
Ah. He's adorable.
Isn't he?
Yeah. Well, okay, let's go downstairs and let's find a place for him.
Oh, and also one last thing. And I reach into my pocket and grab the pocket watch. I found this on my travels. And it's not really working right. I was wondering, since you're a tinkerer, maybe this might be up your alley and maybe you could fix it for me to tell the right time.
She adjusts the glasses on her face again and reaches her hand out to look at it. She's like, wow, this looks to be an antique. This was made a very long time ago. One of the early tinkerers of one of the gnomish kingdoms. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to give it a look for you, Mannie.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, dear. No worries.
Well, let's go see the other guys.
Yes. Toguro, Lokeros, are you guys checking anything out or doing anything? Just standing there waiting?
Oh, yeah. I figure that Toguro is busy watching Sir Ramathorn. So I'm kind of wandering around, just keeping an eye on him still, but wandering around, checking out all the stations and whatever inventions are going on. Or
you see lots of stuff. You see like water mechanisms. You see pulleys and stuff. You see one guy looks to be working on some sort of like metal pack of sorts. You see he has it on like a test dummy. And you see he's like working some wrenches and screws and whatnot, tinkering with it and everything. As you're watching this, you guys on your level hear the exact same kind of like rumbling explosion coming from the back of the building outside. And you see a couple of people again just kind of like hold their breath, look around, and then business resumes as usual.
Okay, I see. Yeah. one of the people,
that's definitely a norm.
One of the stations. I'm assuming that's kind of normal. You guys seem fairly unfazed about that explosion.
The young man who's working on his pack, he stops and like pulls his goggles up and whatnot. And he looks at. He's like, "Huh? Oh yeah, that's just probably Kat out back trying to test out her latest thing again. She yeah, that's pretty normal for her."
Oh, is that her niece?
Oh, Blitz doesn't have any family. If anything, she's Blitz's like best apprentice here in the guild hall.
Oh, that's what it is. Gotcha. Oh, well. So what's this thing that I mean, it looks like a backpack made out of steel or something. What is this?
Oh yeah. Just don't get too close because we're working with some pretty dangerous material here, my friend. This, I had this idea, for those of us who aren't super like magic savvy and can't like cast things the way we want. how cool would it be if an average fella like you or me, I don't know, any sort of situation, hell, it could even just be for like the thrill of it, have a way to propel yourself through the air.
Wait, you mean like fly?
Yeah, you just strap this puppy on your back, and I'm working on the lever and buttons right now, and the gas system and whatnot, and you just propel yourself, just like a flying pack.
A flying pet. So fly without magic?
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of sort of already do that, and I put a blood right flame on my sword. Show him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I mean, I can do this, but I can't fly.
But this, my friend, this will one day help you fly. Just think, going in the battle with your cool ass freaky sword and just like coming from above on top of your enemy to slay him. How cool would that be? You got this flying pack strapped to your back.
Well, how heavy is this thing?
Right now.
I mean, could you hold it on your back?
Well, I haven't tested it out yet. I'm still in development stage.
Can I try it on?
Sure. He like goes over and you see he like unscrews a couple of things. You see he like disconnects it from a couple of things hanging from the ceiling and whatnot, and lifts it off the dummy, and he has you like bend down so he can help you put it on. And it's about the weight of a full travel pack. So I mean, like, it's got some weight to it. And the metal it's welded together well, but it doesn't fit comfortably on your back. Like, it feels like, a few parts haven't been smoothed out. So you've got like maybe a pointy edge kind of digging into a small part of your back at the moment. Well,
I mean, this must be a prototype, because it's kind of digging into me a little bit. And I'm staring over at Toguro, making sure he's still there with Sir Ramathorn.
Toguro, have you moved or anything when you heard that?
No, I'm watching this witch talk to Lokeros. I got my hand on my axe ready to attack him if his Lokeros goes flying through the air.
Okay, well, it appears to be a young a young gnome gentleman.
I don't care. He'll cut in half just nice.
Oh my god!
Pretty sure he's a witch talking about flying and shit.
Yeah, you see this big metal pack strapped to Lokeros's back. And Lokeros kind of like screams a little bit, as it looks like it doesn't look super comfortable on
Only
him.
things with the wings should fly. That is birds, bats, other monsters, and Dolores. Those are the only things that ever flew that I've ever seen.
Who the fuck's Dolores?
The one person? Dolores?
The paladin.
Dolores. The paladin.
Dolores.
He had wings.
Christ.
Lokeros always called him Dolores.
It's the only character I've ever seen grow wings and then fly.
Yes, very true. Very true.
Jesus Christ.
So what's so if this isn't magic, how does it actually work then? I mean, you've got this big metal heavy pack of some sort, but how was it supposed to fly?
Well, with the use of like a liquid activator system, that's one of the parts I'm still working on yet. This is version let's see, 253. Yeah. So
wow, you've made that many already.
Yeah.
Did any of them blow up?
One did kind of shrapnel the back testing grounds.
Oh, well, I start sliding it off my back.
Yeah, that's very, very good.
Well, I like being alive, so.
But that's okay. It's okay. The last 30 didn't explode per se. They just caught on fire, and I couldn't put them out.
Oh, I drop it dead right off my shoulders. I just roll my shoulders in and let it drop right to the floor.
He quickly like rushes over to make sure nothing. He's like, "Oh, careful, careful! It's really sensitive material." He like puts it back on his dummy.
Man.
Well, I mean, can you show me how it like starts or whatever?
Not in the building.
Not in the bill. Oh, you're afraid it's going to explode.
I've been told after attempt 37 that I wasn't allowed to do any more like turn-ons here inside.
Is that why what's her name's in the back there blowing stuff up?
Oh, no, she just prefers doing all her work out back.
Oh.
And plus
Gotcha.
she kind of needs a bit more space because of some of the projects that she works on. Some of her things are a little bit larger.
What's she working on?
I don't know. She keeps a lot of her stuff under tarps because she doesn't want the rest of us like poking around in them.
Ooh, I know two people that could go poking around right now. Hey, Toguro, you want to go see something?
Yeah. Yes. Let's get away from this witch.
He just kind of looks at you.
Thank you, sir. And,
yeah, no worries.
We'll be back, I'm sure, and then maybe you'll have some progress, and you can assure me that it's not going to blow my back off.
Definitely. As you're finishing up this conversation, you see Mannie, Fiora, and now Blitz heading down the stairs, and they rejoin you guys.
Hey, Mannie, we're going to go out back and see if what's her name is going to. What's she doing back there? I hear she doesn't like showing people, so we thought we'd go bug her.
Oh, are you talking about Cat?
Yeah, Cat.
Rhodes?
Well, we really have to meet up with Rode. I don't know. It's getting late.
Yeah.
And Blitz is just like,
we can always come back.
Isn't there an invisible?
Oh, yeah. By the way, that's almost about time to end anyway. An hour long, so
oh shit. Yeah. Well, you guys better head out back then. She leads you guys.
We get to go back out anyway.
Yeah, so you'll be passing by Katz's workshop. So as you guys step outside, you smell like sulfur and smoke immediately hits your nose, and you see like a bit of black smoke kind of pooling in the immediate vicinity. And you see a couple of, employees out back look a bit disgruntled and whatnot, as some of them are coughing and kind of like waving the air in front of their face.
All right. So is this the good place to release the spell?
Yeah. This is a very large open courtyard. You see a couple of outside workshops. You see about 200 feet away a stable.
Okay. So I break concentration on invisibility.
All right. As you do that, Ramathorn comes into visible view for everybody. And some of the people who are coughing and whatnot, they stop and take a look at the ram that you guys have. And you notice that Fiora, her eyes get wide as she looks super surprised. See, Blitz has like surprise and kind of like gives you guys kind of like almost a proud mom, like nice. And she walks right, like she, not even scared. She approaches, like tentatively to the ram and everything. She's like, "Oh, you're a handsome boy, aren't you?" Reaches a hand out, kind of let him sniff her hands, and Ramathorn sniffs like her hair and everything in her hands and whatnot, and you see he like nuzzles his face into her palm and whatnot, and she lets out like this just genuine chuckle.
Nice. All right.
Yours just still standing there just like in shock.
And now you see why he was so easily tamed. He was already pretty tame, I think. I think this was a baby. I'm not sure, but sure it was not as big as that alpha that we took out.
Yeah, for sure. Whew.
Man, that was rough. But this guy, he's just going around laying business everywhere and eating everything that we threw at him. I mean, not literally.
He poops and pees a lot.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, which I mean, Sorry about that in advance.
It happens. That's why I have employees to take care of it. She turns to Toguro. She turns to Toguro. That was a pretty clever plan you came up with, young man. Good job.
Everything likes food, so
That's true.
That is true. Speaking of which, I am starving. Let's go to the tavern and eat.
Oh, yeah, it is about
Get some
that
food.
time.
Yeah, maybe Rhoda's back there.
Yeah.
You should go check. Yes.
We'll go check it out.
So as you guys are getting ready to turn, Blitz gives a few instructions to some of the stable hands and whatnot. They cautiously come over and she explains everything to them. She turns to you guys. Is there anything else that I should let my boys know before I hand your friend over?
No, just that he really does actually eat a lot.
We'll take care. She reassures you guys that he'll be taken care of.
Thanks, Blitz. We really appreciate it.
Oh, it's
We
no
do.
problem.
You're great,
That-
Blitz. What would we do
Aw.
without you?
She blushes a little bit. Oh, it's no problem.
Well,
Carlos.
let's go get some pig head or something, maybe.
Togoro's having that moment like every kid has, like he has to go to bed and like has to leave the dog outside. He's like holding on to Ramathorn, like whispering to him, like, if they do anything to you, I will murder them all. I swear to God. I will.
Is that what you did growing up with your pets?
No. But like this is like him leaving him in a town that he knows that like wants his horn. So like, you know, he's very worried, but he also is very trusting of Blitz. But he's just like he's like eyeing that wizard, the witch over there, and like, you know, he's just like, I swear to God, I will murder them all in your name. And then he's also like, I love you so much.
He nuzzles you.
Yeah, I give a pet to Ramathorn. I just like rub his nose and I say, I'll be back later, buddy.
He slobbers on your hand.
No.
Almost forgot, Blitz. We have something for you.
For me?
Yeah. And we pull out the big horn from the
Oh, that's
Iron-
right.
Oh, yeah, the double setup.
from the
Yeah.
iron ram. What were they called again? Iron horns.
The iron horn.
Iron horns.
Yeah.
Battle Rams, right? Battle Rams.
Don't mind me.
That's all right.
They were the
And we got a bunch of meat. We got 25 pounds of meat, too.
oh yeah, we do.
God.
And it's pelts.
Back to
So,
the trick.
Wow.
so Togoro's like draped in a pelt of a goat.
Yeah, we do have the pelts. We need to go find a.
When you guys show
worker,
her the horns,
tailor or
you
something.
see her eyes. You see her eyes just like sparkle with surprise and like genuine happiness. You know, and she's just like, I have to pay you boys for these. That is,
No,
you can't just, these are expensive.
Yes,
These are worth
I
a
know.
penny.
I know. One of your competitors who I don't remember
Said
his
he paid
name.
300. He paid 300 gold for him.
Yeah,
let
and
me
he
pay
does
you-
not like you at all. By the way.
Oh, well, many of the blacksmiths don't like the tinkerers.
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
said.
as a blacksmith.
Oh, well,
But
yeah.
no, this is for you because you've been great. You've been really good to us, and this is to show our appreciation. Thank you.
Well,
If everybody's okay with that, is everybody okay with that, Toguro? Manny, you
Yeah.
okay with that?
With what?
If we just give these to her.
Just giving him to? What?
Yeah.
Well, wait a second.
Okay,
Those are a lot of money that we need. Well,
Manny,
we need money for our trip. We're about to go on like a 5-day trip. Those are the.
That's-
He's
that's
having a
what's going
freak out. We found his trigger.
okay,
Listen,
Blitz,
guys.
I'm sorry,
on. Blitz, I apologize. You have been very nice, but
but not,
we
not
really
for free. You're classy, Manny. You are a classy fellow, I have to say.
Wow.
He is very classy, well mannered. He just, yeah, he's right. We do. I would really love to just give these to you, but we do have that Nikojin journey to go on. So we
Like
we
I
need
said,
some
I will give you
supplies.
boys a fair price for the horns. I insist.
Okay,
um,
I'll let you insist this time.
Okay. Maybe the next time you guys feel adventurous and want to go take on another ram.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, then you can enjoy in our philanthropy after that.
There we go. It's a deal. So shall we go get some lunch?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
As
That's
you
a
guys
bunch.
turn to leave the courtyard, one of the outdoor workshop opens up, and like more of that black smoke just kind of like pools out again. And this time you see the woman you had briefly sort of met and saw last night who came to talk to Blitz. She comes out, and her hair, her face, everything is just covered in this stuff. And even her these big thick goggles that she's wearing are just like completely blacked out from all this soot. She takes them off, and you see her cleaned eyes and whatnot underneath. She looks kind of like the look on her face looks a bit upset as she spots Blitz and immediately starts making a beeline for it. And yeah, so I don't know who I had make I think it might have been Rhodes from the night before, making a notice check on her, because I think the three of you were either playing poker and talking to
saving someone from poker.
Yeah.
That too.
I don't remember that. I remember making good friends that we murdered savagely, but
Well, yeah. So as she approaches, I'll have you three make perception checks.
Natural 20.
Nice.
17.
a 10.
Okay.
I'm saying one last goodbye to Ramathorn.
Yeah, so you just see the girl from the night before approaching the one who talked a lot.
Yeah, I just look back and I say, if I don't return, you know what to do. Because I said if I come back, something bad happened. But if I don't come back, I look at him like, you know what to do.
He just kind of like bleats at you knowingly. So Lokeros and Mannie, as she approaches, you notice first off that she at first from far away, like she looked to be more gnomish, but as she gets closer, you notice that she also has very halfling features. She's got kind of like the more rounded nose and whatnot. She's a bit shorter than a bunch of the other gnomes and whatnot here and everything. And everything. So she appears to be a halfling gnome. And this is probably the first one you guys have ever met.
I'm a halfling.
Well, I mean, no. But you're like a hobbit, and she's kind of like a hobbit and a gnome combined.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Yeah. So she's
it's the first halfling that we've seen in a while.
She's a halfling.
Oh, well, hi there.
So yeah, she approaches and whatnot. She appears to be younger, probably around your guys' ages and whatnot. And she doesn't even like, as you say hi there and everything, she doesn't even look in your direction. She just makes straight for Blitz, and she's just like, it blew up again. I don't know what I'm getting wrong. I thought I had it last night. I should have just done it last night when I was thinking about it and had it on my mind. And Blitz just kind of like rolls her eyes. She's like, Cat dear, it is okay. It takes a lot of work to perfect your stuff, and I know it means a lot to you, but you've been working on it since before sunrise this morning. Why don't you take a break, get some food in ya?
Oh, what you working on, Cat? I mean, I just saw the possible flying backpack thing.
Is he still working on that stupid idea?
He's pretty excited about it, and I tried it on. It's pretty heavy, and then I took it off after he told me they explode.
Okay, yeah, stay far away from him. He has still yet to find the right component. Like there is not the materials that he has been successful in finding yet. And I've told him he just needs to shelve that one and move on, because it's a terrible idea. And all he's going to do is just burn this place to the ground like he's done like a dozen of times.
You mean like the big explosion that you just made in the back?
That was a controlled... I didn't ask you. That was controlled, and it was in my workshop, not in the big workshop.
Okay. I am just playing with you. It's all right. What is it that you're working on?
Just an idea. Nothing I'm ready to share with people yet. She kind of
I like
nervously
ideas. I mean,
Lokeros, don't pressure people.
Oh, okay, fine.
She doesn't want to share it. It's fine.
Well, I mean,
we like to ask a lot of questions. We're very nosy.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
okay.
We are very noisy.
No, that's okay. I'm just kind of private when it comes to my things. Sorry.
Well, maybe
I like
we
to
would
make
have
sure
an
my
idea.
things.
Maybe we'd have an idea.
I come around. Do you need me to help with your plants?
See, right there. I think
have my
Toguro
axe.
would have great ideas.
Maybe when I'm ready to share and ask for help.
Okay, that sounds great. It's the whole thinking outside the box thing.
We'll be right back with the rest of the episode after a quick word from some of our other fellow podcast friends.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinear.
Come all ye sailors and scallywags, and join the crew of Flintlocks and Fireballs, a D&D podcast following a band of privateers sailing the seas of Napoleonic Calcinia. Catch us at flintlocksandfireballs.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. GMT, or on Podbean, iTunes, YouTube, and more. You can also follow us on Facebook at Flintlocks and Fireballs, or Twitter on @FlintlocksDND. Fair seas and natural 20s.
No kraken, storm, or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Greetings, friends. Cassie here with an exciting announcement from Party Advantage. We are planning a special bonus episode coming in December, a behind the DM screen where we answer all your show questions. We would like to invite you to send in your questions about the cast, characters, campaign, any other Farwind or Arias info you're just dying to know about. There are a number of ways you can contact us with your questions. You can email us at partyadvantagepodcast.com, send us a message on our Facebook or Twitter using @partyadvantage, or hop on over to our Discord server by following the link in this week's episode description. As always, if you've been enjoying this show, please take the time to review us wherever you get your podcast. Reviews help us spread the word and grow the show so that we can bring you even more exciting content. And whenever you find yourself wanting to know more about our show, the campaign, Arias Farwind, or about our fantastic players, please make sure to check out our website at partyadvantagepodcast.com. You'll find it full of character backstories, lore, maps, and much, much more. Thank you so much for listening, and now, back to the show. So, after that, Blitz invites her to join you guys whenever she wants and everything. As she's doing that, you hear Kat's stomach does growl a bit and whatnot, and she kind of embarrassedly agrees to come along with you guys. And y'all decide to return to the tavern?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Some
Yeah.
food.
As we're walking, I kind of pull Blitz to the side and the back, and to the side and the back. Yeah.
Right.
And I say I kind of softly, so nobody else can really hear. Blitz, have you seen Rode at all? I'm not sure where he is, and he's never gone off like this, ever. Not since we've met him.
Well, when I talked to him this morning, he, you could really pick up that the city's probably a bit more overwhelming than he was expecting when you guys arrived. So, I made a few suggestions to him, and I know he was asking about the park and didn't seem to comprehend the purpose of a park inside of a city. And I told him about the woods and said, if he wanted to, he could, but he really should be careful just because, well, I mean, you guys have already been out there. So the only other place I could think of, he did perk up when I mentioned the cove and whatnot, especially when I had mentioned, if people like to explore stuff around the cove and everything, that there was, under the ocean, there was a sunken city from a long time ago, legends and whatnot. And I knew a couple friends of mine who tinkerers who have a small ship who do like some delving out there and whatnot. So I don't know. If you haven't run into him, then maybe he headed there. I was going to get him a map, but he had taken off before I could give him one.
Maybe we'll have to go search over by the cove then. I'm just getting a little worried about him being gone so long. And
I wouldn't worry too much, dear. He, like I said, I told him that, sometimes if you need to get away and have some quiet, there was nothing wrong with that. And
true,
you guys would understand.
Yeah,
so.
he does like that. And since we met him, he hasn't really had much time to himself, really. So I could see why he made,
Well, a new land, new places. He's a long way from his home and probably even his people and family. So.
Well, yeah, he is kind of unique here. I mean, he's a little bit like the Nikojin, but not quite.
And there are some shitty people who might try to. You know what? How about this? If he doesn't return by, dinner time tonight, then we can definitely put together a group to look for him.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. But don't say anything to the other guys. I don't want them.
No worries, dear.
Worried that I'm worrying about it. I just, we'll just keep that between ourselves.
Very well.
He's a good guy, so I'll take care of him.
So she just pats your arm reassuredly as you guys walk along. You guys arrive back to the tavern and you see the dwarf who works behind the bar. As soon as he spots you guys all coming in, you see he starts pouring tankards out and whatnot. And Kiora says that she'll go ahead and let the kitchen know you guys are back. You see that the inn itself has some people sitting at different tables and whatnot. It's not packed like it is at night, but it's pretty steady for a lunchtime shebang.
No sign of Road?
You guys don't see Road anywhere.
Roads?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, maybe we should get him some lunch and he'll get here eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I want to sit next to Fiora.
All right.
I don't say that out loud, but I tried to plan it to sit next to Fiora, but I'm also trying to plan it so that Mannie sits next to Cat.
I don't sit next to Cat.
Okay.
I try to.
Do we see the Nikojin at all?
You see the three brothers sitting at one of the tables, one of the three tables over to the right, like by the stairs. But you don't see their sister, the one who did a lot of the talk.
Naomi. Yeah, she wasn't there this morning either.
Yeah. Well, those two are both gone. Do the Nikojin look like worried or
you see the three of them are huddled together, like they're intently talking.
I'm gonna approach them.
Okay, you're gonna head over to them
while like everyone's getting their drinks.
I was gonna wave them over to the table.
I'm just gonna approach them and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
The brother, I believe he had introduced himself as Hiro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he looks up at you and his ears kind of twitch. He's like, "Hello."
Hey, yeah. I was wondering if you've seen your sister or even our companion Road.
No, we haven't seen our sister since, we all retired for the night. She does since we arrived here, she has enjoyed like going out and taking a walk in the city, but she hasn't returned yet. And usually she returns before lunchtime. So we weren't super thrilled to learn she wasn't back yet.
Interesting. Any
And-
favorite places of hers that she'd go to?
Let's see. Yesterday, she wanted to check out the town square. I can't remember what it was called. The Shinebox Square. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, she's been interested in checking out the docks and whatnot, but I told her she should probably stay away from there unless one of us were with her. But, yeah, no, we haven't seen her yet. So we were just getting ready to decide how much longer to wait for.
Okay. Well, if we see her, I'll let you know, of course.
Oh,
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, I would really appreciate that. I
Yeah.
don't want to be too
you-
much of an overly cautious brother, but at the same time, we haven't had the.
Well, I mean, you guys are hiring us soon, so I want to be sure to protect our investment. So I will tell them to have a great lunch and walk back to my table and report to Toguro and Lokeros that the sister's been missing as well.
Still, huh? Boy, that seems awfully suspicious. They might be together.
Rhoda and Naomi.
Yeah, Rhoda and Naomi.
Oh, wait, you're serious?
Yeah, I was being serious.
Oh,
I think.
I mean, I guess that would be, wow. Yeah.
Well, I don't mean like together. I mean, Rhoda is a little different.
Wild's going to kill me.
I'm just saying that.
Toguro, are you catching any of this subtext that's going on?
I'm telling Fiora about my
gone
grand battle.
together, not like together. Jeez, Mannie, what is your problem?
I'm sorry.
Toguro, what were you doing? While these
I'm retelling this story from my point of view of how we captured or befriended Ramathorn and how we killed the other thing.
Yeah, it's just like you told me the first time.
But I'm telling it from Mannie's point of view. And then I'm going to tell her Lokeros's, and then I'm going to tell her Lokeros's point of view.
Okay.
Which is basically the same thing, just from behind bushes and a rock.
Okay.
That way, it's like she was there.
I really feel like I was.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think I could be Bard? And I look at Mannie with a smile.
You want to be a bard?
I could, couldn't I?
Do you know how to play anything?
The jug.
Oh,
A jug with 3 X's on it. I can play that.
I guess that counts.
Score.
As the food is brought to your guys' table,
I stopped talking neat.
it looks to be like a bowl of like a beefy, chunky stew and whatnot. And you see, as you start digging into yours, Adam, you notice that she's also digging into her soup as well.
Wait, it has meat?
It does.
I do one of those like longing looks as soup drips from my lips, like just full of love with her. I'm just like, oh.
I look at Toguro. I go.
I glare at Mannie.
I just gesture and kind of like tell him to wipe his mouth a little.
I wipe it and then I lick the wipe because that has food on it, so you don't waste that.
Oh God!
Yeah. And I wink and give him the good job.
I thumbs up Mannie.
You're doing it, brah.
All right. Well.
So, is there anybody else here at the table you want to talk to? More talk with Blitz, or do you guys want to get to know Kat, or do you just want to eat your stuff and come up with a new...
Yeah, while I'm eating, I'm going to see if I can pry Kat open a little bit more.
Okay.
I was going to ask if there's any dangers at the cove that anyone knew, but that's okay.
Well, we'll let Lokeros start first.
Commence the prying.
So, Kat. So you're a tinkerer, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so what were those cool things that you were using last night when we had our little scuffle?
Oh, those were my my first invention and my best invention, and she reaches behind her, and you see she sets these two things that you saw from last night down and whatnot. You see she quickly like picks one up to check it and whatnot, and you hear a little click. Okay, I don't want to forget the safety. She's like, yeah, these are my guns.
Guns?
Guns?
They're projectiles, ranged weapons. Instead of arrows and composite bows or crossbow bolts, I have these. And she picks one up and twirls it in her hand and what.
Does it shoot arrows?
No, even better. It shoots, and you see she flips one open and pulls this little like metal pellet out and holds it up for you guys. It shoots these bullets.
Oh, so it's like an arrow, a
Like a
round
metal
arrow,
ball.
like a metal arrow without the shaft.
Does
it hurt if you get hit by it?
Oh, it hurts like a bitch if you
Have you gotten hit by one?
Yes.
You have?
Oh.
Well, yeah, I was testing it, and the first version of this discharged into my leg.
Oh,
And
shit.
it
Can I
hurt.
see?
What?
Can I see the
Mannie.
scar? I just want to see the scar. Oh, sorry.
She like blushes.
I just was
I
interested
look
in
at Manny
seeing
shaking
the
my head.
damage.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Not like that. I just wanted to see what kind of damage it does.
It does quite a bit of damage. It hurts like a bitch. If you want, I can show you on you if you'd like.
What? No. God.
I'll pay
Toguro.
you. I'll pay you to see that.
Please don't shoot me.
She chuckles. Don't worry, I wouldn't actually shoot you. Not if you gave me a reason to. But no, I invented these.
Maybe
And
you should ask her to see your leg again, Manny. Then she'll shoot you.
So yeah, this is what I used last night. And I also created a blunderbuss for Blitz as well. Been showing her how to use it.
Oh, is that like a bigger version of these
It
guys?
is.
Oh,
It
nice.
is.
So
Blitz
it
is like-
shoots out a bigger metal ball?
It shoots out kind of a spray of metal ball.
Oh, shit.
So a bunch
Yeah.
of these little things at one time from one thing?
Mhm. She's
Wow.
pretty clever. She's one of my best apprentices yet.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I
What other things have you made like that?
yeah. Other things that might
well-
make noise or explode.
Okay, I see what you're doing here, and I like it, but still no.
Still know what?
No, I'm not telling you what I was working on outside.
Oh,
But
man, you really
I
are
will tell you-
difficult.
I am. I'm a tough nut to crack. I'm okay with that. But no, I've been working on something to help with hunting, like long range. Still developing that. Got a couple concepts sketched out, but I haven't actually tried building it yet. We'll see how that goes.
Wait, this long range hunting thing, is that like one of these guns?
Yeah, instead of because the range on something like this, and she holds up her rifle, is if I wanted to shoot something even further away, like if you were out hunting deer or whatever, and you were hiding, a few hundred yards away, I've been working on developing something for more longer ranged shooting.
Like longer than my longbow? Because I can shoot pretty far.
I've seen it.
I can shoot about 600 feet with this.
It's true.
Yeah, kind of what I was going for, about because like my gun right here couldn't go that far.
Oh, I see.
I'm trying to develop
Interesting.
my own version of a longbow, just not
Just
a
shooting
longbow.
these metal pellet things.
Yeah.
Bullets, is that what you call them? Bullets?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Bullets. The only bullets I know I don't ever want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true that. So, It's really bothering me that Road's still out here.
Blitz is like, yeah, I figured he'd be back by now. He must have found the Ollie Block brothers and whatnot.
The what?
They're
The who?
they're the tinkerers I had, said I had recommended if he was interested in going out into the cove, looking up. They're old friends of back from my younger days.
Is there anything bad that goes down on the cove?
Do they have a boat?
Yeah, they have a boat. I mean, it depends on how far out into the water they went.
Cats don't like water.
I don't know if
I don't know if Road would like that.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd like going on the water.
Okay, I really think we should head to the cove. Check
Maybe
this
we should
out.
go to the cove.
I look at the waiter.
Do you guys want to come with us, or?
Toguro, you're looking at the waiter for.
Oh, I told him to give me a bottle of cream in a saucer.
Jesus Christ.
To go.
Okay. And Lokeros.
And don't forget the cinnamon.
Oh, two actually. Do we have another one? Is there a chick?
She's not.
Two. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chop.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh my God.
It worked on the ram. Do not question my methods.
I'm not questioning anything. So, I don't know if they're going to want to come along. They have the shop to run.
Well, yeah. I just thought, maybe.
Blitz would love
It's mid-afternoon. I mean, should we give it a little more time, or should we just go now and see if we can find him?
I don't know. The brothers seemed really nervous about their sister, and she also went to the cove.
Yeah, she's usually back by now too. So maybe we should.
They
go
said
now.
that she, and those are the people that we're trying to protect. So.
Yeah, if we can't protect them here in town, it's not going to look
really
good for on the road, right? Yeah. Make a good point,
So
Mannie.
the three of you, Blitz says that as much as she would love to go with you guys, she has business to finish up back at the workshop before she heads back over here for the dinner rush.
Okay.
So she's out. Fiora's just kind of like awkwardly sitting there, kind of like trying to finish up the last of her soup. She hasn't made very much conversation.
What about you, Fiora?
Huh?
Yeah, do you want to go with us? I mean, you're pretty handy with a weapon. I mean, not that you'd need it, but in case you'd need it. Or we'd need you to need it.
Are you guys planning on just going and getting in a fight somewhere?
No.
We're going to try to see where our friends are.
Yeah, we don't ever
if
really
anyone
plan on
tries to
fights.
fight us, then, well, if that happens, then we're going to have to step up.
Blitz is like, Fiora dear, you should go with them. They're going to need someone to help them out through the city so they don't get lost.
Yeah, that would be a great idea too. That'd be nice.
Nodding my head, yes.
The faster we can get there, I think probably the better.
That's also true.
Okay, I guess if you guys need, I can show you around town. That's fine.
Well, just to the cove.
Right. Yeah, just to the cove. Yeah.
Okay.
And then once we're there, you can decide if you want to stay with us or not. But at least, get us to the cove quickly. That'd be great.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, cool. Then it's settled then. Let's get going.
Let's get going. Hey.
Blitz suggests checking by the Ollie Block Brothers workshop first, because if Rhodes were going to go to the cove, then he would have hit them up first. So.
Okay, let's go to the Ollie Block Brothers.
Ollie Block Brothers, and she tells you their names are Lendock and Git.
Git, I like that one. Git and Lendock. Okay.
Yes.
Let's saddle up with the horses we don't have, and let's go.
Earlier that day, she had arrived and found herself passing through the busy gates of Fizz Park, pushing past merchant carts, guards, and other folk making their way in and out of the city. Vendors were already calling out to her, trying to lure her to their booths to sell this and that. She pulled her hood up, blocking out the noise and distractions. She was here once again for a purpose. I have much to accomplish today. Things have been moving much too slow here for Lord Renault's liking. It's time to put plans into motion. The halfling woman continued down the busy street, making her way towards the Shinebox Square to meet with a potential hire for Lord Renault's plans. While she personally preferred to work on her own, this latest plan required a bit more muscle. While many mercenary groups in her past experience tended to be unreliable, even with a large payment of gold promised, this group had a reputation for employing better tact and cunning, even said to have a rather skilled wizard within the group. It would be interesting to see and meet this leader and his crew to ascertain their usefulness for what needed to be done. Arriving to the busy Shinebox Square, the woman made her way to the small music shop. As she stepped in, the light sound of the bell above the door chimed, and the half-elf man behind the counter looked up at her. "Welcome back, my lady. It has been some time," he spoke in a soft voice. "Please let me know what I may assist you with today." He turned back, checking the strings on a small silver hand harp. The smell of wood polish filled her nose with a welcomed pleasantness, reminding her of another life she had enjoyed for a short time. She strolled about the small shop, looking at all the various instruments, taking in the craftsmanship of their make. The shopkeeper definitely kept only the loveliest looking pieces in stock, taking particular pride in the elven crafted items he happened to carry. She made her way toward the wall of stringed instruments, hoping to see if the cherrywood violin was still there. The last time she was here, the beautiful rose burst had caught her eye, and the shopkeeper had told her it was once played by the legendary elven bard Leary Elleraine. It was said when her bow touched the strings, the audience would find themselves on a musical journey like none other. The halfling herself had remembered the last performance the bard had given before her surprising marriage to a member of the Shah Alanis Highborn. That final song was filled with such love and energetic optimism, one couldn't help themselves to be happy for her new life she was about to make. Approaching the violins, she stopped and looked for the cherrywood, surprised to find it no longer on the shelf. She turned to the half-elf. "I see the Elleraine piece is gone. Did you finally find a buyer?" He looked up from his work. "Ah, yes. I did finally drop the price as you suggested, my lady. I know it was definitely worth the original asking price, but since I don't sell to elite collectors, I had to make do. I was worried the young man was going to back out, but luckily he decided to go ahead and buy it. I think he'll enjoy it, although I admit I will miss seeing it hanging up there." She smiled at him as he talked. He took pride in his small shop and collection of beautiful instruments, and she could see he was happy that such a lovely piece had found a new home. The bell above the door chimed again, and the half-elf turned his attention to his newest customer. "Hello, please let me know if there's anything I can help you with today," he again smiled. Turning to see who had entered, the halfling noted it was in fact a tall Shah Alanis elven woman wearing a long black dress with gold and green trim. On her back was a long, dark, silver-looking staff. The woman gazed about the shop, her eyes stopping to the halfling with a look of judgment and sizing her up. "I'm quite fine, thank you. I'm just looking," she said without a glance at the shopkeep. She strolled about, feigning interest in this and that for a few minutes. As she passed by, the halfling heard a whisper in her mind. "The captain sends his best wishes to the Lord. All is as all should be?" The words came to her in Undercommon as instructed. She gave a slight nod before turning to the half-elf and wishing him good day. He smiled once again at her as she walked out. Turning into an empty alley, she waited. A few moments later, the Shah Alanis also turned into the empty alley. I was to believe your captain would be here as well, the halfling whispered back in Undercommon into the mind of the woman. He is indisposed at the moment. He got into a bit of a common street brawl earlier today and has now gone off to blow some. You know how some men can get with a bruised ego? This did not please the halfling. This captain and his crew were supposed to be some of the best mercenaries in the business. She knew Lord Renault would not be pleased with such recklessness. This does not impress myself or my Lord Renault, you know. Neither of us have time for this. If your captain wishes to find favor with my lord, then he should show better care in his actions. The tall elven woman looked down at her. She then began to feel probing into her mind from the Shalanis. Quickly, her own eyes shifted and filled with inky blackness as she turned her gaze back into the other woman's. The elven woman blinked in panic as a wave of nausea consumed her. She stumbled back into the wall behind her and began groaning pitifully, her face rippling in color and shape. Try that again, beast, and I'll strip away more than you would care to have exposed. I am not a mere messenger or lackey of Lord Renault. I am his will, his voice, his hand in all matters of his concern. The elf had a hand on her chest as she regained her breath and composure. She looked once again at the halfling woman in front of her, this time with a look of fear. She slowly nodded. My greatest apologies, mistress. There is no excuse for the insult to you. I only wish to ensure my partner's guarantee in this deal. I only wish to understand who we are agreeing to work with. The halfling cut in. You mean work for. Lord Renault works with no one. You will be working for him and only him. Should your captain take lightly this arrangement, my lord will deal with him and his most severely. She let the silence between them hang for a few moments. The elven woman straightened herself and regained her composure. But of course, I shall relay this to my captain. I'm sure he will be most agreeable to this arrangement. The halfling still wasn't satisfied. Actually, perhaps it would be more beneficial if I made Lord Renault's point more clear to your captain in person. I insist. The elf gave a brief look of fear and nodded in agreement. As you command, I will return to him right away and let him know you wish to speak with him in person. At the moment, he's out in the Gadgeston Bay with the rest of our crew. If you would like, I will arrange to have a skiff prepared to take you out to our ship. On the ocean, there will be less concern and attention from prying eyes and ears. The halfling took a moment to consider this. Very well. I have other business to see to for now. Have your skiff ready for me at the docks at dusk. Without waiting for a reply, she turned and strode back out into the still bustling square. Suddenly, the mark at her neck jolted with a familiar chill that still managed to catch her off her guard. That was handled nicely, my dear. As always, I can depend upon you to see my will through, as I would do so in person. The voice was silky and deep. This was her life, her very reason for existence. Her family had always been in service to Lord Renault for generations now, and she was the most powerful to have been born within her family. He had taken a special interest in her, taking her on as his own apprentice. After years under his training, she now stood as equal with his own power. At one point, she had wanted a different life and abandoned her master. She tried to live a life out of the shadows and darkness, one within the light. However, her master's gaze had threatened to harm what she had come to love. Now, she was once again shrouded in the darkness with her master. She was his deadly viper, ready to strike at his enemies. This kingdom had threatened his plans. This city was marked to be made an example of. She continued through the crowd, the denizens of this metropolis, oblivious to the fact that a serpent was making its way into its heart, preparing for a deadly strike. Thanks for joining us for the Arias adventures here on Party Advantage. Come join our community over on our Discord server and hang out with the cast and fellow fans of the show by following the link in the episode description. Find us on Twitter and Facebook using @PartyAdvantage to check out fun posts, polls, and special announcements. Don't forget to send in your questions for the December bonus episode to partyadvantagepodcast@gmail.com. Lastly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you stay current with all our episodes on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Come back next week for the Farwind Saga run by fellow DM Rob Kerr. Will the party find an advantage on their next encounter? Only one way to find out. See you then.